Hi, I'm Bet from Bet's Makes, and today we're going to make a flower cutout card. And this is what we're going to be making, this beautiful flower cutout. And it has a piece of paper on the inside with a gorgeous design, and then I used the little spare pieces to use a little quilling and put a little design on the outside edge. So all you're going to need for this project is some medium cardstock, some light cardstock for the center, and of course your Cricut, and a little bit of a quilling tool, but I'll show you all about that when we get to doing the demo on this card. So let's get started with this project. So we'll start with a new project, and I'll just replace my text that's here. Let's go to our upload, and we're going to upload a design, and I have mine already uploaded, and it's called Card with Cut Out Flowers. You will click on the upload image. I'm just going to click here and insert that right into my design space. Now, as you'll see, everything's more or less set up. If you take a look at the side here, you'll see all the parts and pieces that are attached together. I'm going to start by ungrouping this, and then I'm just going to take this little leaf that's over here, and it's got two cut pieces, as you will see, that fit together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld those together so they become one piece in case I want to use them again. I'm going to do the same with this, just the flower head. I am going to weld it together. For some reason it disappeared on me. Did we lose some pieces? Okay, let's undo that. And let's take a look at all the different pieces that are here. Looks like we have most of it. Okay, I'm going to highlight it again. I just want to make sure I get all the pieces that I want. And it looks like everything is there for that cut. Okay, I'm just going to group it for now. I just want to see what's going on a little later. And then I'm just going to bring it up here. Let's weld it, and we seem to have lost a couple of our pieces. Okay, so let's undo the weld. We are not going to bother with the weld on that. We'll just leave it grouped. And we can attach all those together. So let's attach them just to make sure everything stays together. And I assume we're going to run into the same issue with this one. I'm going to bring the entire rose over. I'm going to group it, and then I am going to attach it just in case we want to use it for another part of our design. Right now these are not part of the design, but we could use them for something else. So I'll just leave them over to the side. Now we have the card itself. I'm just going to highlight the whole thing because we want to make sure everything gets cut and that our score line stays down the center. So I'm just going to highlight all of those and attach them. And that means everything should cut out without a problem. And then we have our three pieces here, which I am going to hide right now because we are not going to use those. Let's see, let's grab this one. Let's hide that one and grab this one, and it is down here, and I'm going to hide it. That's so we don't confuse it with anything else. Now, on the original card that I had made a piece of paper that goes on the inside. Well, you don't have to do that, but I want to because I want a pattern piece on the inside. So I'm going to start with a shape. I'm going to pick on a square. I'm going to bring it over here, and I am going to unlock it right here, but you can also come up here and unlock it as well, because we can adjust the sizing. I'm going to do this by hand, so I'm going to click my lock here. I'm going to come over here to the place where I can grow and stretch. I'm just going to make it slightly smaller than what I see here. That looks pretty good. I will lock it, and we'll be able to place it when we go to glue things together. Now, I don't like black per se. It's just one piece we're going to cut. I will just make it a different color because when we go to cut these out, I want this piece in a medium cardstock and I want this one on a light cardstock. So that is all we have to do in Design Space to make this delicious little card. So let's save this, and I'm just going to call it Floral Cutout Card. Just give it a save. Then we're going to go over to Make It, and we're going to select our materials. Now the first one looks pretty good. And for this one, I'm going to select a medium cardstock, and then we have our other piece here that's going to be glued down on the inside. That one for me is a thinner, laser thin cardstock that I have a pattern. I can buy those stacks of papers. I use that for what I want on the inside. So that's all we have to do here. Let's just click on continue. And just let it connect here for a second. And there we go. For this first one, I'm going medium cardstock. And then when we get to this one, I am going to have to change this from a medium cardstock, and I can go to light cardstock. You know, you notice I have these little stars set here. If I go over to browse all materials and I just type in cardstock, you'll see all the lists of different cardstock. Well, you'll notice I have 2 of them starred here. Well, I'm allowed to star up to 10 items to be listed as my favorites. Now I have listed these 2 as favorites. In order to list another one, I would remove this star, and then you'll see that little stars appear when it comes across to getting other types of material. So you can put those in your favorite. I'm just going to click on the X because I don't need any changes. This one will be in a light cardstock, and it'll give me the fine tip point blade. We're going to start here. Make sure you click on your top mat so you know what's cutting next. I'm going to click on my medium cardstock, and it wants my scoring wheel. If you are on the Air 2, it will look for a scoring stylus. Okay, we're all ready to go. So let's get this all cut up and ready, and then I will meet you at the demo table and show you how to put some little designs together that are really super. So I've cut all of this out, and I went ahead and did a couple of things. First of all, you're going to be folding your card like this, and you're going to burnish it to keep it closed, and you'll see all of the wonderful little design in the side here. Now, the only issue you may run across is some of the pieces won't come out as easily as you wish, but you do have to pick at them gently just to make sure they all come out, and it looks like we got all of these without a problem. The next piece of the puzzle is to just take that extra piece of paper that you've got, and if I just pull this back a bit, you'll see it's plain on the back, and I have a pattern on the front. And the reason I put this way is so when I close it, you can see the pattern in between. Now, if you wish, you could take another piece of paper, and I'll just use a piece of this for an example. You could actually put another piece of paper in here and write your greeting or your message right here and glue that in as well. Just leave that off to the side. Now, when we cut this and it came off the mat, we had a few extra little pieces of paper. I've got some here. So what we're going to do is do something called quilling, and we're going to quill this. Take the lid off. Now, this is a Cricut quilling tool. It does not, I have not seen it on their site for a while, but all it is a tool, and if you can see this, there is a slot right here. So you can do the same thing with a dowel and just cut a slot here to make this work for you, because the idea behind it is simply just to get the slot into the paper like this so that you can roll it. So that's what you want to do with quilling. This is very simple. So all I do is I hold it there and I allow it to roll. And I will leave a link below for some of the tools that I found on Amazon. So it happens I use this Cricut tool, but I also have a quilling kit where I can make all kinds of different shapes. But for now, all we want to do is roll this up, and then you pull it off the tool. I'm just going to let it sprung out a bit. And I'm going to add another piece here. So what I want to do is I'm just going to squish it right at the end here, so it forms a nice little petal, and then I can add that petal right here to the rest of the design. Now, it doesn't have to match perfectly. I think I'll push this one up a little bit. I just want to make sure my card is going to close, and no, it won't, so I'm going to have to move this so that it fits, so I can still close my card at the same time. So I might just push this one up together just like this. Now the only thing you have to do with this is you need to apply some glue to hold the thing together, and then you need to apply it to your card. So I'm going to use, in this case, a tacky glue just in case I have to move stuff around, and get that lid off. And I see it seized up a little bit here, so I'm just going to pull the end off. There we go. Now all I want to do is just add a little bit of glue on the edge here. Doesn't have to be very much. And then I'm just going to fold it in so this stays together, and I'm just going to hold it together. Remember, that's the only place you have the glue right now. And then I'm going to glue this piece so it fits in over here, and I'm just going to hold them together. So what I want to do is apply the glue all down the outside edge here. And because I want to make sure that the card is going to shut, I'm just going to push it in there. I'm just going to hold it into place and let it dry a bit, so I can still open and close the card with my little design on the bottom. This is just so cute because it just adds another dimension to it. If you find that it opens up too much like this, you can also add some extra glue inside here, and I'm just going to lay it on top. Let it soak down in there. Just rub it in. And then I'm just going to squish it into place. Now this will glue dry, so you won't see the glue lines at all. So when you're finished with it, you're going to have a nice card that's going to open with it. On my other card that I made with the same design, I put the little edges at the top, so you could have them at top or at the bottom. You can add more. Once again, it is very simple. All you need is a dowel or something with a slot on it, and that's a great little quilling tool. I used just this simple one for most of it. And here we have this beautiful card. Remember, you can write your greeting, you can add something else in there, and I had this extra card here. You could actually put something else inside as well. So you don't have to just leave the plain paper. You can add a heart, you can add anything you want at this point. So here we are. This is what I call a floral cutout card. It is such a lovely design, and what you use for the paper here is up to you. This is just an idea to use some of the scrap pieces that come off your cut. So until next time, I hope you had a lot of fun with this. Happy crafting!